There is never a lack of thrills, action, or epic tales in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Fans have followed the unfolding story of superhuman strength feats and stronger friendships connected across universes since the beginning of the franchise in 2008's Iron Man, and will continue to do so until the impending May 2022 release of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Not every relationship or partnership, though, is meant to endure. There is a Tony Stark and Obadiah Stane for every Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes. While certain rivalries are obvious from the start of the movie, the MCU contains several instances where a character's abrupt shift of allegiance catches viewers off guard. WandaVision has been shrouded in secrecy since the outset. Agnes, the odd neighbor who always seems to show up at important times, is swiftly introduced to viewers. Agnes' true identity as the extremely powerful witch Agatha Harkness, who has been influencing events since the beginning of the series, is not revealed until much later. Agatha is exceptional because of the way she combines seduction with evil intent. She tries to take Wanda's power from the inside out, both in terms of her role as a witch and a mother, and she also kills the family dog. How many betrayals have their own theme music to cap it all off? The manager of the MCU's Red Room, where assassins like Black Widow train, is General Dreykov. Dreykov and his daughter Antonia are both presumed dead when Natasha Romanoff and Clint Barton confront him in Budapest. Not only does Dreykov escape the assault and carry on seeking vengeance and wreaking devastation on the globe, but he now does it through Taskmaster, his armed and indoctrinated daughter. Despite the horrors of the Red Room, Dreykov's view of his daughter, a miracle survivor, as less of a member of his family and more of a weapon as a new low in treachery. His daughter's dehumanization as a betrayal on a more horrific scale. No matter how intimate the relationship, Dreykov lacks loyalty. What if the world lost its mightiest heroes? Episode 3 of the Disney Plus series What If? As Nick Fury tries to enlist the Avengers, Hank Pym, a S.H.I.E.L.D. ally, starts killing them as retaliation. By the episode's conclusion, viewers find that Pym's purpose was retaliation for the unexpected loss of his own daughter Hope, who was slain while acting in the course of his duties as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. There are two types of retaliation: killing a whole superhero team to make a point and taking revenge. Due to his loss, Hank decides to turn on the charity he and his daughter were supporting. This particular betrayal is particularly brutal because of how very personal it is and how much destruction Hank is willing to leave in his wake. In Eternals, there are several revelations, one of which is that the hero's sole purpose is to protect Earth until the time of its destined annihilation. Ikaris, who is devoted to his mission, accepts that Earth will be destroyed as a result of the birth of a new heavenly. Leader Ajak, however, is no longer in agreement and wants to put off the disastrous situation. Ajak is killed as a result of Ikaris's treason during this war. Ikaris's mission and ideology have blinded him so completely that he has practically thrown aside decades of relationships with both Ajak and his other fellow Eternals. Ikaris struggles with the choice, and the rest of his story arc appears to suggest that he has some remorse, but it is too late. Maya, Echo, Lopez, the hearing-impaired leader of the Tracksuit Mafia, and Casimir's Kazi, Kazmirchak, her ASL-speaking right-hand man, were introduced to MCU fans who saw Hawkeye. The best evidence is that Kazi was the informant, despite the fact that Echo is preoccupied with seeking revenge on Ronan for killing her father. Echo only learns this later in the series. The remarkable thing about this double cross is that Kazi is still sticking by Maya. Kazi seemed to really care for Maya, despite the significant influence he supposedly had by tipping off Ronan and causing the death of Maya's father. Even going so far as to sacrifice his life to atone for his treachery, he first tries to persuade Maya to give up her plans for retaliation. After Tony Stark's passing, Peter Parker is left without a mentor in Spider-Man: Far From Home. Mysterio, a superhuman with exceptional intellect, enters the scene and adopts Peter. It quickly becomes clear that Mysterio was merely using Spidey to achieve his own wicked purposes after winning Peter's confidence. This comes to Peter at such a painful moment. The world is in a state of universal grief, leaving the young hero all alone and abandoned, and Parker will not be given even a little opportunity to divert his attention from Tony Stark. This is double terrible conduct since Mysterio takes advantage of this desire to grieve and seizes the chance in the absence of a mentor. Natasha Romanoff values the individual over the objective, in contrast to the Eternals. Chaos has broken out in Captain America Civil War as the Avengers have split apart and are engaged in combat with one another. Fighting on the enemy side, Natasha betrays Team Iron Man and helps Steve and Bucky flee the conflict so they may begin an investigation that will clear hero-turned-villain Bucky's name. If Steve hadn't already shown Natasha his worth and honesty in earlier movies, this meeting would never have taken place. Natasha saw how he prioritized individuals over the job, and she obviously took notice of his example because she reluctantly resolves to repay the favor. Although it is a betrayal, the choice being made this time is noble. During the 5 years that have passed since Thanos' snap of fear across the world, former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Sharon Carter has experienced her fair share of evil. Because of her environment and the necessity to live, Sharon becomes jaded and abandons the intelligence community that helped form her. She then engages in a series of lucrative black market transactions. In her role as the power broker, Sharon has transformed into a character resembling the Hydra-infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. she battled so valiantly to overthrow Captain America, the Winter Soldier. At the conclusion of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, when Sharon takes a post with the CIA, viewers are momentarily left with a glimpse of optimism. Sadly, this moment of redemption is fleeting since Sharon uses her new position to carry on with her power broker activities. The plot of Black Panther from 2018 is not without its share of betrayals. Wakandan royal brothers fight, and unfortunately, T'Chaka kills Njobu, leaving a boy without a family to speak of and without any memory of his own place. In order to keep the myth that Njobu just vanished and conceal Wakanda's involvement in the tragedy, the infant is abandoned. This experience shapes the young Njadaka, who is better known as the likable villain Killmonger. Because it is personal, this betrayal has a stronger resonance. Additionally, it paints a chilly, rather cruel picture of Wakanda, with the determination to put the needs of the country before those of one of its own residents. In doing so, it defeats the exact goal that Wakanda is aiming to achieve. Peter Quill encounters his cosmic father Ego, portrayed by Kurt Russell, in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. In order to help him rule the universe, Ego reveals to Peter that he has been looking for his estranged children around the cosmos. The trafficker of Ego's children, Yondu Udanta, was once made aware of Ego's plans and refused to give the youngster back to his father, according to later revelations. This occurrence demonstrates that not all deceptions are unfavorable by nature. The choice made by Yondu has a number of repercussions. Yondu develops as a person, establishes a connection with the prospective Star-Lord, and prevents the universe's impending doom. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button so I can feel all mushy inside. Also, click the subscribe button while you are there, and then since you are on such a clicking roll, why not click on another awesome video that is already loaded up right here. You don't even have to watch it, just let the video play at 1% while you eat your sushi or something.